Hello, hello. We continue on with our classes here, and this one is falafel. So we had a class on the burger bites, and the falafel is made with chickpea, sprouted chickpea and cilantro, and it's not fried, so it's very healthy. And you can do just amazing. See that little pasta dish here, how lovely it looks. So you have the bites, the falafel bites. And with the pasta, I did it with the zucchini. Of course, you can do cooked pasta, and you can add like Alfredo sauce and things like that. I added the salsa, which I find is very delicious. And then also you can, just here we have the burger, but the same with the falafel into a lettuce, or into a burger bun, or into a taco or a pita bread. And so many other ways I'm sure you're going to find to use it. The key is that it's so simple. It's easy. It's in your fridge. It lasts for 3 weeks. How more simple can this get? Let's get on to it. I will show you how to make those. Okay, really like no dishes or next to no dishes. So let's just put our jar directly on the scale. I use grams. And that way, it's super easy. We have a recipe for 8 people. You want it for 20. You just multiply your, let's say, 120 grams of lemon juice you need for 8, and you just multiply to make it for 20. But a third of a cup, that's another story. It's more complicated. So grams is very simple. It also enables you to tweak the recipe just the way you like, because you might say, oh, that's a little too like this or too like that, and then you adjust your flavor that you have in it, that you find that really is more what you like to have or your family would like to have. That's how I got my children into it, because they would eat something and go, Mom, nah. And so they would come with me in the kitchen, and then they would say, and we'd tweak the recipe to get to what they like, and then they ate it and loved it. That's the key. All right, we should start. Let's do that. Lemon juice. So lemon juice is very important that you do it yourself. But the one at the grocery, when it's pasteurized, it has a metallic taste to it. Oh, it just ruins it. And also that is to say as well that whatever ingredient you use in any recipe, always take note of which brand or where you got it, because there is a special taste to it, and to recreate that. It will change your recipe if you do that differently. So if you do, like I said, lemon juice from the store that is pasteurized, it's really not going to taste the same. It will not taste the same as the one you do yourself, you press yourself at home. 120 grams of the lemon juice. And almost there. There we go, 120. I'm getting good at this. And then we have 120 grams of the tahini. And tahini is very simple. It's one who has a very distinctive taste. So if you like the tahini directly from the jar, what you have, you will like it in your recipe. If you don't like it in your recipe directly, like as it is in a jar, you might not like it in your recipe. So be careful with that. This one is very nice. I'm in North Vancouver. It's a one that I get from New World, so I don't know. And I'll have those details as well. So depending who lives close to here could get the same thing if they want to. So 200, I have 120 of the tahini as well. So I need to get to 240 grams. Oh, 250. But it's in the juice. So that's it. We cannot change that. But it's only 10 grams over. It's not that bad. Okay, and then the next thing we add to that is the tamari, which is 36 grams. So now it brings us to, you see, I'm over by 10 grams with the other one. So we have 36, 250, 286. I'm adding. You can add with me. So we have 250, we're adding 36 grams, so we are at 286. And the next ingredient is the cilantro. Fresh cilantro, look how beautiful that is. We need to have 60 grams of that. So now, to make it simple to know, I'm just going to put it on the side of my scale here. So I need to have 60 grams, so I need to get to 346, 48. That is absolutely perfect, I say. And we will chop it. There's a little bit of a dead leaf here. We'll take this out. Then I'll use my scraper. Put it in. And you know, I know some people say, oh, the cilantro tastes like soap. It really doesn't in that recipe. So, you know, something to test. If in your family they don't like it, you'll test that. So 60 grams of the cumin brings us to 408. Not cumin, what am I doing? Sorry, I jumped there. So cumin was 2 tablespoons. And we were, so I made a mistake, which is fine. Because a tablespoon is 6 grams. So we need 2, so that's 12 grams. We were at 346, so that 12 grams is 358. As if I knew. So that's perfect. We're safe. We saved the recipe. Okay, back now to the water that we were supposed to have, which is 60 grams, so 418. There. Okay, so I said 418, but went up to 486. It's water. 426. Thanks, Dominique. Thank God I have people to help me with this. So, but it's water. So it's not that bad, because what happens is when you dehydrate, you take the water content out. So all those little things that will work out in the end. If it was that you added, 8 more grams of salt, that wouldn't work. So then you double up your recipe type of thing, okay? But we're safe. We can go ahead with that. Okay. And on our blender, I'm just going to stop it because I see there's a little leaf. There we go. That was stuck. It's good. And so we blend until we get a creamy texture like this. Okay. Next step is in our food processor. And for this one, we're going to add the chickpea and the sunflower seeds. Chickpea are sprouted. There's a class on sprouting, so you'll understand why. It's very important. But for now, I'm just going to keep going with the recipe. So 0-hour scale, 288. Wow. And then 120 grams of sunflower seeds. So that brings us to 408. Isn't it something else? I love it when it happens that way. Okay, and now we add, it's like I know what I'm doing. Okay, now we add the ingredients from the first step. And my lid, oh, right here. There we go. So we need to get to a texture just like this. It's like a puree, pâté, and then that way it's easy to shape the pâté and the bites. You know, probably this one, if you would blend it more, like in a blender, it could turn into like a hummus. Why not? It's all yummy things in there. This one. There we are. And now let's shape the pâté. I take a scooper so that it's, I'm going to end up with pâtés that will be similar in weight. Not that you could shape this one by hand because it's too runny. There. And of course, different size scooper, you have a different size pâté. They'll be bigger or smaller. I like to do that size. Just like that. Take this out of the way. Do a few more here. And to shape them, so simple. Tiflek sheet on top, tray on top, and press. Now be careful because they're a little runny as a texture. If you press too hard, they'll go too thin. And then, they're beautiful, they're perfect shape. If they were not, like if you know, they were not pressed enough, I'll just do this to show you. I use a lid of like a canning jar, a snap lid, and you just go over and you press to the size that you'd like to have your falafel. And we put it on the tray. And for the bites, you would do them on a different tray if you do more, or you do the bites after because we don't press them down. That's why I do it this way. So simply, but again, it has to go on that Tiflek sheet because it's too runny. You could not go directly on the mesh. So that goes in the dehydrator for 2, could be 4 hours. It dehydrates 10 hours in total. So you do 2 and 8, 4 and 6, you know, and you use a timer that helps you, of course. Then what happens is you get that result. After 2 hours, there you go. That's the result that you get. And now we need to flip. And you see why? When you flip those, see, the other side is not dehydrated. So that's why you need to flip it and it go in the dehydrator for, like I said, 8 or 6 hours, depending if you did 2 or 4. And you dehydrate them. And then is the end result. You get your falafel dehydrated this way, 3 weeks in the fridge, yummy to eat in every possible ways, and a good thing to have when you have a, you know, you're hungry, you got home hungry, you can eat those right away. Enjoy!